Hi again, we are in the topic of human resource management and we are going to start on the components of HRM, and today we'll look at the first component, workforce planning. So I hope you remember what HRM means. Okay, it's a process of a strategic approach to ensure an effective management of the workforce so that the organization can become productive. What this basically means is looking after workers to make sure that they are effective so that the organization can become productive and remain competitive. Okay, now, so let's jump into workforce planning. What does workforce planning mean? HR is involved with workforce planning, where the department works to help organizations determine their workforce needs in terms of number of employees to hire, skills required, as well as when a company decides to reduce its manpower or when it decides to expand. So basically what workforce planners do is that they would actually sit down with the relevant departments, determine the number of headcounts or people required in that department, looking at the skills that is needed by the department, determining the number of headcounts to hire and so forth. And at times when the business decides that they need to do a bit of, keeping their company more fit and lean, which means cutting down the number of headcounts, workforce planners also come into the picture to, right, look at this reduction. All right, so a workforce planner has a big task in the HR department because they are the ones who would really identify the need to hire and how much to hire or how many to hire and so forth. Now let's look at the process involved in determining, all right, the number of headcounts required for a company or what a workforce planner do. Before they begin determining the number, they would first perform a workforce audit. All right, so what does a workforce audit means? Okay, it's basically looking at a particular company and the number of skills and talents already available in the company, because before you can decide to decide on how many more people you need to hire, you may want to look at what you already have in the company. Perhaps there are some people who have relevant skills in different areas and can be used for those areas as well. So identifying what you have is very, very important before deciding to expand further or hire more, right? So a workforce planner will normally perform a workforce audit, okay? And this is always the first step so that the companies do not, spend wastefully on hiring, spending money on advertising just to find out that they actually have skills in the company. And at the same time, people in the company give it the chance to, rotate into different areas would find that very motivating. They would have a new challenge at work, and this keeps them even longer in the company, or the loyalty remains. So that is one of the purposes or the benefits of a workforce audit. Okay, so once the workforce audit is done, then the workforce planning can come into play. Okay, so the steps to perform workforce planning: determining the number of staff required. And how do they do that? They look at not only at the skills available and what do they need, but also at the company's products, okay, and how people are working, how productive they are, okay, and other relevant factors. They may also look at competition, right? Determining the types of skills required by looking at the need of the product, whether a talent or a new talent or skills required because of the development of the new product, where you need someone with new skills. Okay, so these are all the factors that will determine the type of skills or the type of persons or and the number of positions to look out for. Okay, so basically that's how a workforce planning is done. And why is all this very, very important? Because this is important to help the business achieve its objectives, right? By hiring the right people and the right skills, depending on what the business needs at the material point of time or at the point of when they need it, is very, very crucial to help the business achieve its strategic objectives and to remain competitive. Okay, so I hope you kind of understand what workforce planning means, okay, and you'll be able to explain or to define what it means, and you know what is workforce audit and the steps involved in workforce planning. So these are some of the takeaways that you should be able to take away at the end of this class. Yeah. So you know what this means. It is the end of today's very short lesson. I hope you are able to follow the class, and if you find the videos useful and helpful and you know of friends who would also benefit from them, please like, share, leave a comment or two, and I would be very, very grateful to hear from you. And if you have any questions that you're not sure of and you need a bit of help, please email teach@savage.com.my. Thank you and have a great, great day ahead.